everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you 3 look for less DIYs. I have found items online that I like, not necessarily super expensive, but I know I can create them for a whole lot less. They will not be identical, of course, they are my creations, but similar, so stay tuned for this. For my first look for less, I saw this beautiful flower pot at Maison du Monde for €11.90, and I have this terracotta pot. I like it as is, but I will try with the help of some lace to make a nice pattern. Not the same as the one at Maison du Monde, but something like that. And I have already dampened my doily, and now I'm just pressing it on to the pot and dabbing in wood filler everywhere that I wanted, and I decided to go for just the front of the pot. It's important to dampen it because otherwise the doily would suck up all the moisture of this wood filler, and the pot itself, I dampened that a little bit as well for the same reason. So just filling it, and when I am happy I can just take the doily off while it's wet, and I end up with something like this. Beautiful already. So I just set it aside to dry. I let it sit overnight, maybe just a couple of hours would have been enough. Now it has dried, and I have lightly sanded off any sharp edges of the wood filler, and it's time to paint it. And I just chose some leftover paint that I had on hand, and it's a grey tone, and that will be the base coat, and I'm dabbing on. It worked a lot better than brushing it on. And I did 2 coats and let it dry in between the coats. Now the pot is dry and it looks like that. Beautiful already, but you can't see the texture that much, so I will highlight the textures, and I have mixed some white together with some bronze and some yellow and blue to create a greenish tone. Doesn't it look good already? Love that. And I went over the whole pot wherever I see fit, and I was dry brushing until I was happy with the result, and then I let it dry. This video is also part of a Look for Less challenge hosted by Yami at the Latina Next Door. And if you're not familiar with Yami and her channel just yet, be sure to jump on over right after this video and check out what she has to offer. I will leave a link to her channel down in my description box, along with a link to the playlist of this challenge, so you can get loads of inspiration. Once dry, I went over it again with just some white acrylic paint to highlight it even more in certain places, just a little touch. And that's it really. And here it is, sitting in my living room, looking pretty. I love how it turned out. What do you think? Love the texture. And inside I have just put a glass cylinder so I could have water for some greenery that I cut from my backyard. Again, it's not the same pattern or the shape as the original, but it's a way to show the technique. $14.60 versus $0. My second look for less, I found this cute little pug with angel wings, €32.95. Already had a little pug, a golden one, that I will turn into an angel. I don't like the spikes on the color and it's too heavy textured for me. And I also have this plate holder in wood that I will turn into angel wings. So I will cut it in 3 places, here, here, and there, like a tiny bit. You will see what I mean. I start off by removing the spikes on its color with the help of some pliers and a saw, anything I could find really. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, decorating, renovation of my home, some pottery, some painting, anything creative really. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and let's be friends. And it's time for some wood filler, and I will use that to cover up the color and also to smoothen out the texture of its fur. I will probably not have the patience to have it as smooth as the original, but a little bit smoother anyways. So I'm just doing that with my finger, and then I went over with a paintbrush as well, so I could reach all the crevices. And I let it dry, and then I went over it once more where I thought it needed a bit more wood filler, and I set it to dry overnight. Let's make some angel wings. So I'm just marking where I want to cut it off. I don't know if you can see because it's so dark there, but 3 places anyways, right there and there in a slight angle, and there. I take my jigsaw and I do the 3 cuts. And then let me show you how it looks. Here we are. Maybe more like a bat at the moment, but it will look like angel wings, I assure you. So I'm sanding off all the rough edges to prepare it for painting. And then I went to spray paint it in a golden color, and I applied 2 coats. My puppy has dried, and I'm going over it with a piece of sandpaper to smoothen out any sharp edges made from the wood filler. It's time to make my white pug into a black pug, and I use a black matte spray paint for that, and I applied 2 coats. It is now dry and it looks good. And now I will address the bottom of my puppy. There was once a lid there for batteries. It did bark once. Never experienced it, but apparently. So I will just cover that up, and I will use this cork mat that I will just trace around and cut it out. And with the help of some hot glue, I will put it in place. And any excess, I will use just my scissors and a box cutter to remove it. It is time to attach the wings, and I will do that with a screw. So I need to just drill a pilot hole in the little puppy, and then I will put it into place with some hot glue and the screw, like so. And it's in place, looking good. And here it is, sitting in my living room, looking super cute, I think. What do you think of my angel puppy? $40 versus mine for $0. Couldn't find a look for less. I saw this big pot for €89. I will make a smaller version of that pot using this glass jar that I had on hand already. So I've already started to tape off some areas on the piece, because I will, with the help of some wood filler, make these squares that you saw on the original. It will make sense in a minute or two. So I'm taping off right in the center of my made square. And now you can see that there is a tiny area left there, and that looks like this. And I will make it look like this. I already started on one side there, and I have used wood filler and this plastic piece that I just cut out a piece so I can make a nice finish. I will show you on the other side here. Put on some wood filler and then make it look nice with this plastic thing. It's a bit messy, and I messed up a couple of times. I will admit that, but in that case you just have to wipe it clean and start over again until it's nice and smooth all over. And then I just set it aside for a couple of hours, not completely dry, and then I removed the tape, because if anything happens with the wood filler, I could just dab it like I do there to make it nice and smooth and the shape that I want it. Not too wet, but still a bit wet, so you can manipulate it a bit. And then I set it aside to dry overnight. I will try to make it look a little bit like cement. So I take this grey color that I used for my first project, and I mixed in some baking soda to get a bit of texture on my piece. And I just dab it on, and I applied 2 coats to get good coverage. Once dry, it looks like this. Looking good already. I like it. It's time for some dry brushing, and I use some white acrylic and also some black acrylic, and I just brush it on, dry brush it on until I was happy with the result. If you like this video and videos just like this, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button for more inspirational videos. And this is how it turned out, sitting with a plant in my kitchen area, looking very pretty. So tell me, what do you think? Did you have a favorite of my Look for Less creations today? Let me know in the comments. The big pot for $108, mine for free. If you want more Look for Less inspiration, go down in my description box and click the playlist to this challenge. Or you can click the DIY playlist icon appearing on the screen right here for more of my DIYs. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.